this.
Holy shit, Kevin!
Wow. What?
You get this only nowhere else but the Kevin and Zach. Kevin, I'm not gonna lie.
Now we're not. Look at this. A carved penguin. There it is.
Oh no. Are the O's fine? Are the Orioles fine, Kevin?
It's so bad. I was so embarrassed.
Okay. The Orioles stole it. That game was stolen. It was stolen from them, then they stole it right back.
What?
Oh my
Wait, what's going on? What is happening?
What is going? Was it a diving play? He bobbled the play.
What is happening? Are they challenging it? No. Other wall. No.
Kevin, I don't know what you saw, how much you saw. I've been chugging champagne. Sure, I spilled a lot, but what a game, man.
He will be the legendary
Birdfish!
How about that?
Birdfish fans, stand up. We did it.
What can I say? What can I say?
All right. Okay. Let me explain. At one, yes, I'm sweaty as could be. I've had to change shirts. I'm as sweaty as could be. Long story short, I had to make a drive back to my family's place at the beach. Did not have the key, did not work. So then I was sweating, trying to carry stuff out, all this stuff. It was a whole 20-minute ordeal, and I had to get to. We're back. We're back, and so are the Orioles. Not really, but hey, a win's a win. And we talked about it on the Ryan Ripken show earlier, Kevin and I. Maybe the only thing that stands in the way of the Mariners and going to the World Series is the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, how can you not be, one, how can you not be romantic about Orioles baseball? Two, that was an experience. The monsoon, and then they stopped, and then they were like, okay, we're good, taking it back, and then now we're stopped again, and it took a while. It took a while, baby, but we're back. It took a while, but the Orioles can never make it easy. They can never make it easy, even 5-2 heading into the ninth. Dietrich Ends getting the ball. Probably, funny enough, even though we just got him, probably the guy that you want having the ball in that situation. It got a little funky. Like, let's call it what it is. It got a little funky. But it doesn't matter. Okay, real fast, guys. I'm not even going to lie to you. I forgot to text Kevin. Forgot to text Kevin about that. We actually might have probably been able to start a few minutes ago had I remembered to text Kevin. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is a safe space. I believe it's just, it'll be our secret. That door frazzled me. The key was working. I had to find the code to the spare key. The key was working. Like the key went in the door, but it wouldn't twist. Honestly, it was kind of like the Orioles this season. You felt like it was working, and then suddenly it wasn't. And then suddenly it wasn't. I'm actually really proud of myself for how I just turned that around. Yeah, no, Kevin's definitely probably not going to be able to hop on now. Maybe if I would have texted him like, hey, I have it set up if you could start it, and then I could have joined by. We could have watched me attempt to break into this place. I guess not break in, just try to get the key to work. But besides the point. We're back. And yeah, what, 1-11 versus the Nats and the Twins? If you want to talk about why the Orioles are in the position they are in, it's that. It's that reason right here. Full transparency with you guys. Gonna be a shorter show. Probably in the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna start call-ins just because I got to go meet up with a buddy of mine, and I did not expect to take 20 minutes to get into the place. And it was raining. It was literally me trying to run back and forth. It was a whole ordeal. I promise you. It was a whole ordeal. And yeah, there's always going to be those games, and that's what stinks. That's baseball, Woo, baseball, baby. You look back and you're like, man, if we could have just found a way, that Mountcastle foul ball, if that just goes there, Obviously, you don't know if everything goes the same, but that's a sweep. Then you would have been 6-0 versus the Mariners, one of the hottest teams in baseball in the season. And funny enough, both times you've beaten the Mariners, the one sweep and then this, they were actually really hot. They were actually extremely hot going into those. Let's see. Carlos, how far out are we of the wild card? I don't think 9 games. Jeez. I would say maybe at most 8. Ooh. If they win out, anything's possible. If they win out, anything is possible. Oof. Yeah, this is a very good. The Mariners play the O's like the O's play the Twins, obviously. The Guardians, although they did pretty well against the Guardians this year. But let's go through the box score. Jackson Holliday 1 for 3, also had a walk. Feel like he's starting. That walk-off, I think, is going to be really big for him. I just think as a mental thing, I think that's going to be big for him. Just kind of getting that walk-off, getting that confidence, having the big hit, having your teammates swarm you, everyone celebrating. I just think that's kind of for Jackson Holliday, who over the past few weeks has kind of been in a slump, getting him that momentum, getting him that confidence back. I think that's big. Guys, I'm still sweating. I'm not going to lie. This place also was 80 degrees when I got in here after sweating trying to get in. So if my glasses fog up, pretend you didn't see it. Pretend you didn't see it. Jackson Holliday starting to get it together again, batting 248 on the season. I would love to see him but get up to 260. If he could get up to 260, I'd be really happy. Jordan Westberg, 1 for 2, 2 runs, also with the walk, up to 265 on the year. I'm really happy with Westy. I'm going to be honest. I think Jordan Westberg is once again just kind of putting it together. He's once again the glue. Exactly, Walter. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Gunnar Anderson, 1 for 4 with the RBI. Death, taxes, and Gunnar hitting doubles recently. I love his approach. He's batting 283 on the season. Going into today, I haven't checked this updated stats. Going into today, since June 1st, he'd been batting 311. So really like that. Feel like he's really coming back into that superstar level. No, the home runs aren't there, but at the end of the day, there's more than home runs. If he's driving in runs via the double, via getting on base and scoring, runs are runs. What's up, Duran? Huge series win. Huge series win. Good to see you. Glad to see you. Always great to hear from you. Coby Mayo, 0 for 0. That does not – oh, okay, never mind. 0 for 2 with 2 walks. I don't know why I read it as 0 for 0, and I was like, but he struck out. I was like, I know, and he popped up. I was like, I know he didn't go 0 for 0. 0 for 2. 0 for 2, but 2 walks. Hey, I think he has more. He just looks more comfortable. Like, that's the key for Coby Mayo. In the field, he looks more comfortable. In the batter's box, he looks a lot more comfortable. Daniel Johnson, welcome back. You know how you get a welcome back post? You score a run. And you help Mountcastle steal home. Ryan Mountcastle stealing home, let's talk about it. I'm going to use the same phrase we always use. If I had a nickel for every time Ryan Mountcastle stole home this season, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's really weird that it happened twice. So Ryan Mountcastle stealing home. Hopefully he didn't get injured on that one, knock on wood. Greg Allen, 0 for 1. Thanks for coming. Dylan Carlson, 2 walks. 0 for 1, but 2 walks. Austin, I didn't even get to Jeremiah Jackson. Sorry. Jeremiah Jackson, 1 for 3. RBI. All Jeremiah Jackson does is hit. 267 average on the season. I just really like what he's doing. 8 hits and 30 at-bats. He's got 2 triples. Once again, that's, good for him. Got a double, 3 RBIs and a walk. 10 strikeouts you don't like to see, but I'm super hyped up for Jeremiah Jackson. And then Alex Jackson, 0 for 3. If he's not getting a hit or if he's not getting an extra base hit, he's not getting a hit. Just quit asking. Next up, we go down to Tommy Sugar, Tomoyuki Sagano. 5 1/3 innings pitched because it's just kind of like that's when they called it. 81 pitches. He probably would have finished out all 6. 3 hits, 1 earned run on the home run that he did not even give up because of the rain delay. I rest my case. Tomo, I think, should have probably had 6 innings of probably 1 to no earned runs. Garcia, 2 hits, the 1 earned run. He let the inherited runner score on the Julio Rodriguez grand slam. 2-run homer. Keegan Aiken, 1 inning, 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Cade Stroud, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 10 pitches. That's what you're talking about. We've talked about it before. Cade Stroud kind of falls in that. He falls into that category of a younger guy that you are hoping, and I say younger guy, he's 27, he's going to turn 28, but a guy who doesn't have much big league experience, you're hoping he can turn into someone that maybe next year can be a Matt Bowman type. Like you're going to, a Colin Selby type. You don't want to put them in maybe in the 9th of a big game, but you also want to give them opportunities to help the team maybe in a lower relief situation. Love what we're seeing from Cade Stroud. Then Dietrich Enns gets the save. 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk. It ain't always pretty. But they're going to get it done. But he got it done. Laura, yeah, that's the big thing. They're showing fight. They're showing a lot of fight recently, and they're doing the classic. They're playing up and down to their competition. They're having massive wins, and then they're having losses where you're like, damn. And of course, if you're Dean Kramer, you're looking at this going, so now we don't get run support. So when I pitch 8 innings, 1-run ball, we go 0, but the next games we go 4 and 5 to win. I would be a little upset if I were him too. But he gets ice cream. We've already talked about that. Overall, it is good to see this team showing a little bit more fight. They are going to need it heading to Houston. Heading to Houston and then a 2-game series against Boston, they are going to need some fight. They're going to need more than fight. They're going to need a little luck. Maybe some help from some rookies in AAA. I'm just saying. Maybe this is time. Maybe we see him. I'm not going to look too deep into that. I'm curious. I've already said I'm curious to see when they call him up. I'm curious to see it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on the 21st because they want him to debut at home because they want to hand out T-shirts. But we'll see what happens. We are now officially in the countdown. Tomorrow is August 15th. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Maybe Samuel Basayo joins the Orioles in the juice box. That's what they call Minute Maid Park, the juice box in Houston. Maybe we see him there. Maybe we see Beavers there. Maybe we see neither there. Maybe they wait till they're home. Maybe they wait till September. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. I know, obviously, I said quicker show, so I am going to put the call-in link in right now. Sorry about this quicker show. I got locked out a little bit. I didn't even get locked out. I just maybe I just used the key wrong. Like, I would not put it past me that this was all on me. I'm going to be very honest. Like, this very well could have been user error. Yeah, I mean, I think they call him up on the 21st. If they're going to do that, would maybe be his first game. I don't think. I mean, they had Holiday debut in Boston. But I'm not sure after that, what they're going to do. But let's get into some quick call-ins. First up, we got Arkansas. Joe, how we doing, my guy?
What's up?
I'm
doing
out there in a second. How are you?
We're counting the trucks down. We're about to leave the office, but
love it.
You got locked out of the place?
It might have been user error. Key wasn't working for a minute, and by a minute I mean a few, and then I had to go try to find a different key.
Didn't you say there's like 30 people there with you? Was no one?
No, so I had to leave and then go to my other place down the road. So I drove like 30 minutes to go meet up with my friend, and then I got locked out of the place when I was trying to sit here and get ready for the show. So that's why I made the stream, because I was like, okay, made the stream as I parked, came up to go start it, and was like,
you were locked out.
Yeah,
Hey.
It happens.
Hey, the Orioles won a baseball game, though. So
yes, they did. Hey,
they won a series. What can you?
Against a damn good team, too.
Yeah.
It's against a damn good team. I think that's what's really been exciting about it is, hey, they're going to play up and down to their competition, but it makes these games fun when they're competing with a team as red hot as the Mariners. That's for sure.
The tankathon's off. World
Maybe.
Series back on.
World Series back on. Joe, don't make me tempted. Don't get me tempted, Joe. Don't tempt me with a good time.
What's that? 42 left? 42 so that'd be, come on, 42 in a row.
If they win 42, what is it? If they win 42 in a row, they'd have 95 wins.
Yeah. If they win 95, I'll shave the beard. We'll.
I love it. Joe, I'll take you up on that. They win 95 games. They win out the final 42. We'll shave the beard.
Yeah, we'll shave the beard. They win the final 42. It'd be worth it. Why not?
Joe, they win the final 42. I will buzz cut my head. I would just.
There we go. We can do it live together.
Yeah, if they win, you have my guarantee. If they win the final 42, I will buzz cut my head and shave my beard.
Yeah, there we go. We can do it in unison. I'm looking forward to Sunday. I don't want to them not to have this damn smoothie, but that's gonna be fun. We're gonna make it happen.
I'm excited, Joe. I'm excited. Hey, you got to let us know because if you think it's good or if you think it's bad, I think I'm going to force Kevin to have one.
Yeah, well, we're gonna find out together because I'm not gonna break the seal until I'm on with you guys. So
Awesome. Joe, I look forward to it. No, we're going a little quicker through Collins, but appreciate you calling in, my guy. And you enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
yeah, I'm about to head home. So
Awesome. You enjoy it, Joe.
Out.
We'll catch you later.
Later, Zach.
Peace. Awesome. Let's keep it rolling. We got Sam up next. Sam, how we doing, my guy?
Zach, how's it going, man?
You know, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I feel better after Orioles wins. You know, it's funny how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I was watching the game and, I turned it on after getting home. It was probably, I think, in the fifth or sixth inning, whenever they went into the rain delay. And I turned on the app on my TV and I'm just like, is it staticky? Like, what's going on? And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, no, that's actually just the rain. And then seeing freaking, what's his name, Sagano step off a few times. I'm thinking, when the heck are they going to take him out? Or like, when are they going to stop this thing? Because this is getting dangerous. And then finally, J Rod was like, "Hey, if you're not going to do it, I'm just going to start walking off." So I
I know.
kind of liked that. That was funny.
It was because it's just like, why were they? If you knew there was a window after, like, I would get it honestly, as much as it sucks. If they looked at the radar and were like, "It's raining the rest of the night," you either got to try to tough through it, or we're like, if we go into a delay, it's done. If you know there's a gap, just like it ruined the field and it probably pushed on the delay about 30 minutes because then the field was ruined.
Oh yeah. That field was absolutely insane. It was entertaining seeing the grounds crew trying to conquer that tarp there. That was pretty nice to see.
In a monsoon. I was like, it literally got to the point where I was like sitting there, I was like, why are we playing baseball right now?
Yeah, seriously, it was pretty nuts. But real quick, I know we're on a time constraint here. My obviously it was a great series. I kind of feel bad for Dino not getting any run support after that one, but all in all, a good series. Liked seeing that. I liked Cage Stroud. I kind of like where he's at. Would love to see him, in the ninth inning if we ever have any save situations. I feel like he could be the guy because he's got some decent stuff. He's got some decent potential, so that'd be nice to see. But in terms of a potential, obviously, Basayo and Beavers call up. Beavers, if he gets called up, there's no question he's everyday outfield because I mean it's either him, Noda, or Allen. And come on, I mean he is far better than those guys. Where does Basayo slot in? Because you got Mayo at first. Mancelino always already said he's taken first base. Obviously, you got Rush behind the dish, and then Mounty's been DH. And so, I mean, is Mounty going to ride the pine, or like, what do you think they're going to do?
Yeah, if it's me, I hate to be it for him because I think it's Mountcastle's got to be the one to kind of sit because unfortunately for him, we know what Mountcastle can be. Like, he's not the guy we're worried about getting comfortable in the majors. If he has to play, only 3 times a week or start at least, I think that's fine. If he's pinch hitting later in the games for a Mayo, I think that's fine. I think we mostly see Basayo going between catching and DHing a lot. So I think that's probably where we see him mostly. Sure. I don't know if they're going to trust him at first. I don't. We'll probably also see Adley DHing a lot. But if it were me, I would really make sure that probably Mayo's starting 4 times a week. You need to make sure Basayo's starting 4 or 5 times a week. Adley obviously has to stay in the lineup. But the one guy that unfortunately, just because I need to see what others can do, it's probably going to be the short end of the stick to Mountcastle, just because it's like, hey, dude, we've seen you. We know what you can do. Other teams, if it were to come to a trade, know what you can do. It's not really hurting his development if he sits on the bench. Whereas if it's Basayo sitting, if it's, Mayo sitting, then it's you start sitting there and you're like, hey, what are we doing here? We shouldn't have Mayo or Basayo sitting 4 straight games, 3 straight games. No, we lose you, Sam. I don't know what happened, Sam. Sam, I see you trying to mute and unmute. I don't know what. Here, Sam, if you want to exit and then come back in, we can hop right back into you to finish up your call in a few minutes. But we're going to keep it rolling. We got Jake up next. Jake, how is it going?
That's good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Another day in paradise.
You on vacation? Is that what it is?
Yeah, vacation for the week. It's been fun. It's been nice. Nice to talk about Orioles wins if we're going to be on vacation.
Yeah, dude. It's. Yeah, I was on vacation with my family right before I came down to Honduras, and for like a 4-day weekend kind of deal, and like just inundating them with Orioles information, and they're just my dad's down, but then the rest of my mom's kind of curious, but then she's just like, all right, this is getting fanatic because I started talking about Delmarva, and she's just like, Delmarva.
Yeah, once you start bringing up the minor leagues to the people who are just like, they like the Orioles, they like baseball, you start hitting them with, well, the prospects that are 19 years old in the minor leagues that we can see in 4 years, people are like, what are you talking about? I know. It's, don't you love it though? That's what's fun about it, especially in this,
It adds another layer. I think you're right, Zach. It adds another layer to the funness compared to like other sports, because like obviously in the NFL nobody else is coming up. Like your team is your team after training camp, or training camp, whatever.
Yeah.
Basketball's D League, but D League is like
you're not
D League is those fringe guys.
Yeah. And it's guys that you hope can come up and one day be like a bench piece. Like you don't really have like, oh, our top player that's going to be our star point guard is there. It's not really you're setting your stars down there. The only thing I can really compare it to is if you're the worst team by far in the NFL and you're like, well, at least we got the number one pick and we know he's coming up. Like, we know we got them. But if you don't have the number one pick, you can't be certain who you're taking, who you're going to have.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. I dig it. Like Trey Gibson, like last night I was like, hey, I was checking the Twitter, like after the O's were doing their thing. I was also getting a little bit of love from our, the chemicals in the brain were excited, whatever, from getting to get some information on the fact that this kid threw straight gas in the first inning and then like finished with like a one hitter over 5.1 or 6, whatever it was. So like kid looks good. I mean, he just seems like a late bloomer. Slash he had a bad rep. It's like it just seems like, I guess baseball is different, obviously, but like it's just like, oh, these guys are undrafted, and they're like, oh man, this guy must not be that great. But it's like I said last time, kid went to Liberty, and I'm 39, but I can only imagine what I was at like 20, whatever he is, 22, 23. Like at 22, 23, like you're entering your you're athletically in your prime, like your bounce back is like that, but you're just learning how to like go through stuff. Like you're learning how to go through that grit. That's how we say in the military kind of deal. Like, cause like we'll have 18, 19-year-olds and they can bounce back. You could drop them from a building, and these little Joeys can just come popping up, and there's like, what do you got? What do you got next for me, boss, sir? And you're like, God bless. And when that wouldn't happen to us, but they would go through some other type of like hardship that they just have not built that kind of cohesion in their brain cells to like really be able to go bounce back from. And I think Trey Gibson and those guys are like developing that as time goes on. I'm excited for the future with that stuff. I mean, I'm sad that like the Twitter doesn't always reflect that. Like people are always looking at the worst. But
that's right. It was so funny. I literally, when you bring that up, I saw yesterday Trey Gibson, absolute incredible start, 6 strikeouts. And I tweeted something about like, way to go out and get him. I was like super stoked for this kid. And someone just commented, he's like, yeah, but if he doesn't find a strikeout pitch, he's toast. I'm like, he had 6 strikeouts, 1. I'm like, and also, can we not just be excited for like, what are we?
See that.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, what are we doing here? I'm like, can we just accept that the guy had a good outing, his first in AAA, and be happy with that? But we're like, dang, it's like not everyone's perfect. We are not expecting this guy to be Paul Skeens. That's not what's happening.
Yeah, and we're learning that, and we are, as O's fans, are learning that not all growth is going to keep going in that horizontal upward trajectory. We're seeing that as we go on this year with all our boys. They're getting better at some things, but at the overall thing, like we're learning. Like we see Gunner. Gunner is, I think you or somebody was tweeting earlier, like his average is like crazy higher than it was last year, but his home runs are way down. So like his WAR is probably the best on team. It is the best on team, but it's not like where it was. But still, he's learning these things, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's like that elite player that Michael Jordan asked for baseball, where it's like next year he comes in with a new move, right? It's like he might come in next year will make 10 pounds heavier, maybe, because he's got a big frame already. And
Yeah.
or he might just be like, you know what? I spent the whole entire offseason working on sprinting because I swear to God, if Jackson Holiday keeps getting thrown out second, I know the kid's doing it. He's doing exactly what I want him to do, especially now. We have the opportunity of having this as being extended spring training, basically.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, hey, we know what Mountie can do. The rest of you all go get it. Build that cohesion as a team. But Jackson is just so fast, and for him to get thrown out so often, and Shohei Ohtani to be so big and to just like rack up steals. Jackson needs to call him up. I know he tried to take his stance a little after the end of last year. He needs to figure out like what are you, because like clearly you're just a great baseball mind and you're fast and athletic, yes, but you're also way big. You're clearly getting a great read when you decide to steal. Like
Yeah, I
what are
mean,
you doing, my man?
even you all look at Josh Naylor from the Mariners that we just saw. I think he has 11 stolen bases in the last 3 weeks. He's in the third percentile for sprint speed, but he knows when to steal. He knows when to take that extra bit. Like it's all also a mental thing where it's like, okay, now it's easier for those big guys because let's be honest, the pitcher looks over and they're like, okay, he's not going, and then they forget about him. So for a Holiday, when they're like, okay, he's got speed, I got to keep an eye on him. That's different. But stealing bases, there's so many guys that are so fast but can't steal. And then there are guys who aren't as fast who it's all just like a mental game. But I agree. This is such a time for these guys to just keep developing. And that's what it's extended spring training. I love how you put that because it's true. It's at the point where we need to see what we have because we know what a lot of these guys are. It's the guys in the bullpen. It's the guys, that are fighting for spots that you want to see really go through and do this. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. But Jake, appreciate you calling in. Stay safe, my guy. You have a great one. Awesome. Have a good one. Let's head into our last caller. We got Christian behind the scenes. Christian, how we doing, my guy?
Doing all right. Yourself?
I'm doing well. Doing well. I tell the world we're back. I'm telling them.
I mean, nothing's better. My guy, Cade Stroud, pitched a clean inning, unlike anyone else. So, I mean.
Hey, he looked good. I mean, 10 pitches, too. Efficient. And I like that. I think he's one of those guys that you got to give a long look at to see if he can be someone in 2026 who can take over in that bullpen role. Because as I've said a few times, they're not going to be able to sign 5 guys to be in the bullpen, 5 top end.
No way.
You got to develop some guys. You got to find some guys. And if Dietrich Enns, if Cade Stroud, if those are just 2 guys that you can pencil in next year, it makes the offseason that much easier where you can focus on, okay, let's spend and get this higher end arm instead of having to get 3 lower end guys because we just have to fill positions.
I was looking at I forget which site it is, but I was looking at free agent relievers, and I think I tagged Pigtown Sports in it. And Luke Weaver is a guy who I think would be a good fit for the Warriors. I don't think the Yankees let him go. I just want to make that clear. But
you never know. The Yankees got a lot of guys coming off. I think they actually have a lot of free agent pitchers.
But there's a bunch of relievers who are definitely someone to keep an eye out for, in my opinion. And I feel like it's more likely we sign arms than a bat. I feel like that's just how it's always been. Is we're more likely to sign bullpen arms than we will over a proven bat.
Yeah, I think that is kind of as much as I would love for them to go get a big bat, as much as I would love to go get a Schwarber and Alonso to just plug and play, take that offense to the next level to kind of have a guy where, hey, Gunner, you don't have to hit 40 homers. Get on and let them do it. Adley, get on, let them do it. I think it is more reasonable to think that they're going to go out there and probably spend the money on a reliever or a starter. I would love for it to be a starter, but you're going to have to, with the way they're sitting, you're going to have to, cough up some money for a reliever.
I do want to say, as much as we keep talking about how they're going to have to go out and spend money, they haven't proved ever that they will go out and spend some money. So
they did a little this past offseason. It just wasn't the greatest spot. We got, general soreness for $50 million. I think they spent $85 million this offseason, and I was like, I would have rather you just gone and gotten 2 players than sprinkle that over the 10 or whatever they did of guys that you sit there and you're like, I don't know if we should have given him that money.
I don't know. Every day I look at ESPN, I just get reminded about Laureano not being on the team. So every single day.
I mean, all he's doing is hitting. The guy just literally shows up to the ballpark, does his job, and leaves. It's just truly incredible. That's why I was so upset when we traded him. I really thought that was a guy that you probably should have kept around for next year, but we'll see. Maybe that's the reason, if that's why we got Boston Bateman and he can turn out to be something, feel a little bit better about it. But man, would I have loved to have still kept Laureano, to have him at least penciled into the lineup next year.
How is Boston Bateman doing? Have we seen?
Yeah, so I think he just had his first start a few days ago, and he actually did pretty well from what I remember. I think went 5 innings of scoreless ball, just 19-year-old.
Gotcha. I do want your opinion on something.
Yeah.
Trey Gibson. Very high on Trey Gibson. I think he's a great pitcher. 53 pitches through 5 1/3. Are we just getting them ready to pull them early, or like?
Yeah, at this point in the season, so many guys are starting to hit innings that they haven't pitched before. Especially in the minor leagues, they're going to try to slowly cap these guys, because also we get into the thing with, in the minors, certain guys have to pitch a certain thing. They aren't really going to, as much as it sucks, they're not trying to quote unquote win.
No, you're right. That I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, so they're trying to be like, okay, we have to get so-and-so in for 2 innings tonight. We have to get so-and-so in for 1 inning tonight. This guy's got a pitch inning. So sometimes when some of these guys probably could have gone 6, 7, 8 innings, it's like they're like, hey, you are absolutely killing it right now. You can unfortunately get on the bench because we have to get these. And that's just the unfortunate part of it. With position players, it's easier because it's like, okay, we know we want to start you pretty much 5 times a week. You're going to get those games. And then with position or pitchers, it's a lot of it has to do that you have to hit your innings, and then they also, the guys in the bullpen, if they're trying to keep them on a schedule, they have to do it as well.
That makes sense. Baradish is doing. The game just started through 2/3 of an inning so far, but
yeah.
I gotta head out. I got some things to do, but
Awesome.
It was nice chatting it up.
Awesome, great to chat with you as always, Christian. You have a fantastic Thursday.
Thank you. You too, Zach.
Awesome, appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, the minor leagues right now, it sucks that that's what we're kind of focusing on at times, but it's exciting times in Birdland. Maybe Wells, Suarez, and Bradish are back soon, and then we'll see what happens. Just see what happens, see what we can get going. But I know I said it was going to be a shorter episode. I got to get running. Orioles win 5-3. I appreciate everyone who tuned in, everyone who called in, comments, everything. Orioles win 5-3. Take the series against the Seattle Mariners. We will be back tomorrow as the Orioles take on the Astros in Houston, 8:10 start time. So it's going to be a little bit of a later show, probably in that, like 11 o'clock range. So we'll see you then. And, actually, real fast, I did not want to get low-key out by. He better be. He better be, Walter, and appreciate you as always, and appreciate all of you. We will see you next time. Kate Stroud.